Hi, I am Dr. Elwali. Today, I will share my proven problem-solving strategy for applied science exams. Whether it is physics, math, or engineering, these step-by-step tips will help you stay calm, organized, and efficient. So, let's dive in. First, preparations. I would like you to stay calm, focused, and hydrated. If you feel stressed, please breathe in and hold it, and take a breath out slowly for 3 times so that you calm down. And focus on answering the question, and keep a bottle of water with you so that you be hydrated during the exam or solving the problem itself. Second, I would like you to prepare the tools. Make sure that you have all the required tools. Let's say rulers, some special pens, maybe calculator. Following to that, familiarize yourself with these tools. For example, the calculator. Don't make it the first time to use this calculator. So familiarize yourself with these tools prior to solving the problem, especially in the exams. Then, try to monitor the allocated or the time assigned for this problem and to not exceed it. Also, if you have a cheat sheet and it is allowed to use it during the exam, please make sure to make it clear, organized, and easy to navigate and to find the related information. Try to not just copy from someone or basically download something from the internet. Try to make your own cheat sheet so that you know how is it going. Now, it comes to problem solving. So I would like you to read carefully the problem and try to dissect it, to extract first the givens, all the data provided. Second, all the requirements that need to be solved inside this problem. Third, you need to define or identify the conditions, types or cases, the topic nature, and any constraints or specific rules that seems to be inside this problem. For example, working in electrostatics is different than magnetism. Working with a sphere is different than working with, for example, a rod. Okay, so you need to see what are the conditions that you have in this problem and to identify them. After that, try to do a draft for the problem. This is going to make it much easier to comprehend and to understand and also to navigate the solution. After that, take a moment to think about your solution strategy. How are you going to approach this problem to solve it? So don't just dive into calculations, but try to think of your solution strategy. Try to identify the equations that relate the givens to the requirements, and try to ensure that the equations that you have selected actually satisfy the conditions and the constraints inside the problem that you have identified. So now you have either of 2 ways, either a straightforward problem, which basically means that you have the equation, it has the unknown or the requirement, and it has all the givens, and there's no other unknown variables. That means you just substitute and you have the solution. The other case is basically that there are some unknowns inside the equation that is not given, which means that you have to make another step, which basically to find related equations that you can use to compute the unknown variables in the first equation. Following to that, and basically after knowing which way you are going to go through, try to write down each step clearly to avoid any mistakes and to verify that the solution actually satisfies all the requirements and conditions that you have inside the problem. Sometimes we stuck, and there's some ways of some strategies to handle this. First one is to basically try to break down the problem into smaller parts and try to solve it each one or one by one. Try to revisit the givens, the clues given, and also the equation sheet that you might have to find whether there's any way that you can solve the problem. In case you are still stuck and there's one variable that you are not able to find what is the value of this variable, at this point you can do some assumptions. Basically, either to put this variable as a simple and substitute and continue solving the problem, or you make a meaningful assumption for the value itself. Okay, let's say for example, if you are measuring the height of a person, so I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to make the variable, let's say it's 2 meters or 1.8 meters. Okay, this is kind of a meaningful assumption. Don't say, for example, the person height is like 4 meters. It is not a meaningful assumption. So you could do the meaningful assumption for this unknown that you are not able to find, or to find a solution for it using the equations that you have selected. Do this assumption and basically continue to solve the problem, but make sure to highlight this and say, okay, that you have made this assumption so that the marker or the instructor see this and basically start to evaluate the question based on that. Last thing to say is basically the time might be kind of the time limit or the time giving for this problem is gone and is about to finish. At this point, try to write all the steps, the remaining steps, so that you get some partial mark for these steps that you have written, okay, without consuming a lot of time that might affect the following problem during the exam. Okay, and if you have extra time by the end of the exam, you can come back and basically evaluate these steps one by one in your problem. Finally, do not try to complicate or overcomplicate your answers, and try to make it as straightforward as possible. That's it. These strategies will save you time and boost your confidence in the exam. If this helped, please give thumbs up, subscribe and share it with others. Comment if you would like a follow-up with examples. Good luck with your next exam, and you've got this.